I'm José Vazquez, head baseball coach at Alabama State University. I believe I have a unique story. I'm from Puerto Rico, as you mentioned, born and raised, graduated high school there, still have all my immediate family in Puerto Rico. I was able to go to a university that, crazy enough, it was called Westmar University. After my first semester, the university closed. They went out of funds, they didn't have sufficient funds, and they closed. So, my English wasn't as good as I believe it is right now. So it turned into, what do I do now? I ended up going into a junior college, played junior college baseball for 2 years at Iowa Lakes Community College. And then I had the opportunity to transfer to play for my last year at Bethune-Cookman University, which I ended up getting my degree. And then as soon as I got my degree, I was able to start coaching baseball. Now I've been doing it for 18 years. It was tough, but I always work hard, and I think, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I was a decent baseball player. So just by that, your teammates, kind of respect you a little bit for what you bring as a player. But then when you show them that you care for them and that you're actually a good teammate, that's when that level of respect, goes a little higher. So I think I was able to do that, show them, what I can play, and then I was able to show them that I work hard. I was able to show them that I care for them. I was able to show them that I was a good person and somebody that wanted to just win and continue to get better. And really, I think that takes a little bit of the toll when you're somebody new. You're trying to prove yourself initially as a player, and I think it happens at every level. So you can get the respect from other people, but at the end of the day, if you put that combination of being respectful and being a good teammate, sometimes being a good player kind of takes a back seat. Well, it was I was able to play right away. I had an opportunity to compete for the starting job. It was a great 2 years for a lot of reasons. I played. I was able to accomplish some things at the field. I was a all-region team, and then ended up being an All-American, and ended up meeting my wife while I was a student over there, and now we have 2 beautiful daughters. And like I said, I do feel that Iowa Lakes was a big part of my career and all the people that I met while I was there. Well, you know what? That's something that is surreal to me. When you're younger, as you're going through those years, and you concentrate on playing, you concentrate on making memories and making friendship with people and the things that were happening to me. And now I look back, I got the call last year that I was going to be inducted into the Iowa Lakes Hall of Fame. Needless to say, I'm extremely proud. It's an opportunity, it's a place that gave me an opportunity once the university closed the doors, and I chose to stay in the state of Iowa. And like I said, it was memorable years. It was good to me. And now to look back and see that they are recognizing me and my family and all the hard work that I put at the time, and still, in being in the baseball world, is very surreal to me. But I'm very thankful. Still, some people at the college that's still working there that recognize me, that I have some good friends. That I left, when I eventually, like I said, transferred to another place. But it's a good thing for me, for my family. Everybody feels proud. I'm very proud of it, and just to be in a conversation of being in a Hall of Fame, it's kind of crazy, but I'll take that, and it's very happy for me and for my family. My morals and my values have not changed. That's what still drives me to this day. I learned something from my dad, that is treating everybody the same, and doesn't matter what title you hold, doesn't matter what you may have in life, you treat everybody the same. And that's something that I, to this day, still do, and I'm going to continue to do for the rest of my life. Treat everybody with respect, listen to everybody. If you can help in any way, just make yourself available to help other people. So going back to my freshman year, that's what I did. It was a different environment. You go from Puerto Rico to Iowa. Obviously, everything is different. You know, the way of life, the way that things run, how hectic it could be in Puerto Rico with the movement and being an island surrounded by water, and then you go, basically you're surrounded by just land and cornfields and all of that stuff, which is beautiful, but it's a completely different scenario. But one thing that it was a constant for me is just I felt that the person that my parents raised me to be, I was able to imply that, you know, over there, made some friends. My English wasn't very good, so I asked a lot of questions. You know, some people made fun of me, some people corrected me. So I chose to hang out with the ones that corrected me and wanted to better me as a person, and I also wanted to better myself. And you know, if I tell you that I'll be in this position, I wanted to be in this position. I wanted to become a head coach, but once again, I was able to do it at the age of 37, if I'm not mistaken. I'm 41 right now, so I don't take this lightly. There's only 300 and something schools that sponsor our game in Division I baseball, and I'm one of the head coaches. So I'm very proud to be in this position, and I understand that it's not easy to get here. Well, those are the people that are, it doesn't get old. And because the support, doesn't matter the distance, the support is there. You know, they're the ones that stay late, you know, it's an hour, sometimes 2 hour difference when we have the time change. Those are the people that support you, win, lose, or draw. Those are the people that you know, they hold you accountable still. You know, if my dad or my mom, that when they listen to you during the games, they say, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. And those are the things, you know, constructive criticism. I've always been good receiving those. And obviously my dad got me in the sport, extremely knowledgeable, and my mom is just our number one fan. So they listen to every game, they listen to you. But that phone call, yeah, it's something that she waits for it every game, win, lose, or draw, she waits for that phone call. And I'm anxious to make that phone call every time especially when we win, you know, just for her to tell us how good of a job we did. Well, it's always been important. Like you said, I'm a family guy. It's always gonna be the number one thing to me. I'm in a family that I have 2 daughters and my wife, and just as you mentioned, I have 40 sons that I have to take care of. You know, it's important for me to go home and obviously continue to be the dad that I think I am, but I feel like I'm a dad throughout the day too. You know, advising our young men to make the right decisions, you know, being there when they need me, not only at the baseball field, but whatever they have that they want to confide in me and in our coaching staff. So it's just, it's something that to me has the most, really is most important than anything else, just to continue to have that family environment. You've seen it, and my guys, you know, as soon as they step in here and they make a commitment to come to Alabama State, I do treat them as my sons. So I knew I wanted to coach. I obviously had the dream, as every player that we get, and every player that plays baseball. I had the dream of playing professional baseball. Had an opportunity, and you know, crazy enough, I didn't take that opportunity to play professional baseball. I chose to finish school and get in the coaching business, and I was given an opportunity by the coach at the time, which was Mervil Melendez. He gave me a great opportunity, and I started working for him. I got my degree, and you know, all of a sudden we're just, you know, he was winning before, but then we took it to a different level, and we were able to do some things at Bethune that I still remember to this day. We won 6 championships in a row at one point. We were, for those 6 years, we were 104 in conference play. And we went back-to-back years being undefeated in the conference. So, you know, it was memorable years again, being at that institution that once again gave me an opportunity, and we did a good job. And then from there, we ended up at Alabama State. Well, you know, it shows the commitment from the university. That's one of the things that I'm very proud of, among other things. You know, Alabama State, ever since we came over here in 2011, has been a family environment. And that's one thing that I try to relay to every guy that we have in our program. To be the 4th coach, you know, once again, it just shows that the university, when you're here and they made that commitment in you, they want you to stay here for for a long time, and that's what we strive to do daily, just to continue to elevate our program, just to continue to bring the best student athletes in the nation, and to do everything that we do and do it the right way, not only in the baseball field. I know we're going to accomplish that part, but getting good students, good families, getting good grades, representing the university and the community, all those things are very important to me, and I feel like we're doing a good job with that. What do they mean? Hard to explain. What do they mean? When you get to be a head coach, you truly understand that you are as good as your assistants. I think that their commitment, their hard work, the way that they communicate with our players, the way that we communicate with each other, it makes everything moves definitely smoother than if you didn't have people that you either didn't trust or haven't worked with them for a long time. You gotta think about this. We've been together now for, I believe it's 12 years. So, they sometimes we don't even have to have those conversations. We just know what we need to do. But like I said, it's explaining what they mean to me personally, what they mean to the program. It's very hard. They're just, not every day that you come to work, you can have friends that you can actually be co-workers with. And that's what I have. I have friends, and we have our disagreements. We have some times that once again, they keep me in check and let me know if I'm not doing things the right way, or if I need to change something, and that's what you want. Everything plays out. Experience is something that is very hard to replace. And the way that I see it happening I guess at the highest level is when you sometimes get the freshmen, and when it's actually time to compete. Those upperclassmen have been through certain situations. What I always ask our players is just, now I'm getting to the point that it's just trust us. It's hard because you just got here. We are an extension of your parents. Instead of calling your parents, you're probably calling me for, to get some things done, really, when it comes to whatever. In any way that we can help, we're gonna help. But yes, it does help to think back of the things that I went through and everything that especially my younger guys are going through, first time away from their family, living by themselves, or getting to be at the atmosphere and the times that we're living right now, which is not the norm. Classes online and just waiting to see if you're gonna be able to do what you love for a living. So yes, experience everything that I have been through. There's especially certain guys that you kind of find yourself, well, I really identify with this guy, even though he don't know it yet, but I went through this, and we can help them directly too, so they can feel comfortable in the situation that they might be in. I couldn't, when I became a head coach after coaching under Coach Melendez, I couldn't put myself I couldn't do what he had done. He comes in here with 10 years, I believe it was already at the time 11 or 12 years of coaching. Not only that, 10 NCAA regionals, the youngest Division I head coach at one point. The accolades that he and the reputation that he has. So I couldn't compare myself to him. I learned so many things from him, things that I still use today. And what I thought about when I became a head coach, I just want to be me. I just want to be myself, and obviously use the things that I learned from him to better my team and to better everything that we do, not only in the classroom or in the community, but he has done a lot. He accomplished a lot, and obviously somebody that I look up to. But I needed to also say, you know what, I need to be me, and I need to bring some things that I wanted to do, maybe that I didn't do, I guess, when I was an assistant. But not many things have changed. He taught me a lot, and a lot of the things that we still do, like I said, from the coaching the game to managing an entire group of 35, maybe 40 people. When you look at the big picture, just with trainers and everybody that travels with us, it's not easy. But I had a good mentor, absolutely. To the family to everybody, I had a good family that, once again, was always there. My parents were still together to this date, and have a big family from my mom's side and a smaller family from my dad's side. But it's a family that was always supportive, that was always looking to see and always giving us positive encouragement for everything that we have done. And a family that I know that is very proud of having, whether it's a nephew, a cousin, a son, that is a head coach at the Division I level in the United States. A lot of people feel very proud. All I can say is thank you. Thank you for that base that you instilled in me when I was growing up. Once again, I got the everything from my parents, but all my family had something to do, and it doesn't go unnoticed. When I look back in time, I'm just gonna think about how everybody, and it's gonna sound a little cliche, but I'm gonna look back and think about the good things that we accomplished, and that everybody on my team is back, and that everybody's healthy. You know, that's the way I look at life. I think about how the positive things that this thing going through COVID has created, about working for a great institution that has continued to hang in there with us, and the time that I spent with my family and communicating with my players, making sure that their families and everybody that is close to us has continued to stay healthy throughout this thing. That's really what I'm gonna look at. I think it has been very tough on a lot of people. It's affected some people that I know, but I choose to look at not only this situation, but life in a positive way. So that's what I'm gonna think. When I think about COVID, I'm gonna think about all the positive things that it brought to my family, from the spending time together, from doing things that probably we weren't doing at the time, because our season goes all the way till May. So I'm just, I'm gonna think about the positive things we did. Why Alabama State? I feel, even though this is not my alma mater. I went to a different HBCU, but from day one, even as an associate head coach, I felt that I was part of the family, and you don't get that in many places. I know that Bethune-Cookman it was a good place for us, very similar. But when you look at the atmosphere here, the people that support you, the people that want you to succeed, the people that understand what it takes to run not only a clean but a successful program, people appreciate you in this city. And I think it's been a perfect fit for me, for my family. We love it here in Montgomery, and we are very proud to lead this program, and hopefully for many years to come.
Why should a student athlete or just a student choose Alabama State?
We have everything. We have everything. We don't have to be we are not jealous of what other people have. We have everything here. Everything that you can think of, from the leadership of our administration, from the buildings, that even though buildings don't make a difference in people, but we do have them because they do help when it comes to recruiting, and it comes to everything that you have to offer to a student athlete, from the support staff that covers their events, from the people that help them with their academics. We have everything. So why would people want to be at Alabama State? And I have the blessing to be here. I'm José Vazquez, head baseball coach at Alabama State, and this is my story.